Assalamualaikum and good afternoon everyone. Welcome back to my vlog. So for today's vlog, I want to share with you guys about my experience and knowledge in week 6 during pedagogy lesson. So this in week 6 we basically learned about sports education that was presented by this teacher. In short, sport education is a teaching mode it used to help students by playing sports and game to help them develop a certain skill, enthusiasm, and knowledge for the sport. So usually this common approach is usually used in sports education. So the objective of this specific sport is a specific knowledge or teaching model is to develop students' competence and literacy in sports. It can also help students develop a positive attitude towards sports, and lastly help students develop social and emotional skills. So that will be the short explanation about the sports education. And I want to share with you regarding about what happened, what the teachers or the representatives did during the activities. So basically, the first thing first is obviously there was during state the introduction of the sports education, and next they state the objective of the lesson for today, and afterwards they were moving on to their warming up session, which I could say it's quite high intensity since the during that day the sport that they chose for the topic is futsal. So they choose to present, or should I say teach a futsal as a sports education for that day. So the warming up that they use is quite reasonable since futsal requires us to use a high stamina and high intensity. So the warming up is quite, I would say, reasonable. And afterwards they move on to drill and skill. So they teach us on how to certain skill and drill that can be used during the before we get into the matching up, before we get to match up game. And interesting fact, they basically made every single group, they divided us into four group, and they make us, every group has a different cheers, as you can see. 2, 3, 5, go! So it is quite interesting that every group has an opportunity to develop a new types of cheers that they can use during the matching up during the competition, mini competition, I would say. And I forgot to mention, each of those group has interesting cheerleading, or should I say a cheer that can give them a spirit during the game. So I noticed that every group has a different coach that can help them to teach different types of warm up that they can use. And after all the drills and the skills that they have learned from the teachers, and finally before they move to the mini tournament, they actually can try make in their own group, they can actually play futsal, trying to kicking or try some the drill or practice in their own group. And afterwards, finally the teacher decided to make a mini tournament, and tournament, and this particular group have to match up with each other and have a competition, a play with I would say quite fair. And it is quite an interesting match, I would say, although some of us never even play futsal, but somehow some of them can play really well after hearing the teacher's explanation and presentation on the drill and skill and how to play properly. So I think that will be it from me for week 6 for my vlog, and I hope based on the video you can learn a few things about futsal and the drill and the skill that you can use during before you play futsal. So Thank you so much for staying tuned and see you guys in the next video. Bye. Assalamualaikum.